Did you know that you could be getting sick every day without realizing it? Pollution isn't always visible, but your body can feel it. You don't have to live in an industrial city to be exposed. Just breathe, shower, or use certain common products. You're surrounded by invisible toxins that are slowly disrupting your health. Unexplained fatigue, persistent allergies, daily headaches. What if it wasn't just stress? Today you'll discover how your environment is affecting your body without you even realizing it. When we think of pollution, we imagine smoking factories, congested highways, or rivers filled with trash. But the truth is, the most dangerous pollution is the kind you can't see. It's in your home, in your food, in the water you drink, in your clothes, and even in the air you breathe while you sleep. Every day, your body absorbs small amounts of substances that seem harmless, but they accumulate over time. And that silent buildup can change everything: your energy, your immune system, your hormones, your focus, your emotional well-being. The most alarming thing isn't just the physical damage. It's that we've grown accustomed to living surrounded by toxins and calling it normal. This video is an invitation to observe, to question, and to choose differently. Because you don't need to make drastic changes to get started. Sometimes the most radical thing is simply to notice. And when that happens, what seemed invisible is no longer so. Pollution is closer than you think. You don't need to live next to a factory or in a chaotic city to be exposed. Pollution is in your daily routine, in the air you breathe, in the water you cook with, in the food you buy, in the products you use to clean, and even in your furniture and clothing. It's invisible, silent, and commonplace. It doesn't always cause immediate symptoms, but that doesn't make it harmless. What your body accumulates today can affect you tomorrow. The proximity of pollution is not an accident. It's the result of decisions, habits, and normalized products. Air and respiratory system pollution. The air contains fine particles called PM 2.5. They're so tiny they enter your lungs and reach your bloodstream. These particles come from cars, cooking smoke, household dust, or scented sprays. Over time, they impair lung capacity, irritate airways, aggravate asthma, and increase the risk of chronic diseases. The worst part, often, the most polluted air is inside your home. Added to this is the use of scented candles, incense, and cleaners with chemical fragrances, which worsen indoor air quality. Impact on the cardiovascular system. Pollution doesn't stay in your lungs. Once toxins enter your bloodstream, they directly affect your heart. Studies have shown that those who live in areas with high exposure have higher blood pressure, altered heart rhythms, and a greater risk of heart attacks. The oxidative stress generated damages blood vessels and weakens the heart, even in young people with no medical history. It is a silent, cumulative wear and tear that often disguises itself as fatigue or anxiety. Chemical pollution and hormone disruptors. Have you read the labels on your cosmetics or cleaning products? Many contain phthalates, parabens, triclosan, and BPA. These chemicals are absorbed through the skin or inhaled, interfering with the hormonal system. They are called endocrine disruptors because they mimic or block our natural hormones. Its effects range from infertility, persistent acne, anxiety, menstrual disorders, to risks to child development. The worst part, they're present in products we use without thinking, in packaging, perfumes, nail polish, creams, and even shower curtains. Water pollution and digestive system. Drinking water may contain more than meets the eye. Traces of heavy metals, microplastics, pesticides, and pharmaceutical residues enter your body every time you drink, cook, or bathe. These substances alter your intestinal flora, affect organs such as the liver or kidneys, and weaken your immune system. Even if you don't realize it, many recurring digestive discomforts have their roots in what you absorb from water. And let's not even talk about bottled water, which often carries its own contaminants from the container. Silent pollution inside the home. Your home may be more toxic than you imagine. Carpets, paints, air fresheners, low-quality furniture, and fragrant products all release volatile compounds that float in the air. When combined with poor ventilation, they become a chemical cocktail you breathe every day. The result? Headaches, mental fatigue, allergies, irritability, insomnia. A visually clean environment doesn't always mean a healthy one. The silence with which these compounds act is what makes them even more dangerous. Long-term cumulative effects. No single dose of pollution is lethal. But small, repeated exposures daily, over years, can cause harm. That tiredness that won't go away, that brain fog, that weak immune system, it might not just be age or stress. The body has a memory. What you don't release, it stores. And when it's full, it takes its toll. Your environment shapes you more than you think. And every small change counts towards stopping that silent damage before it becomes irreversible. The science is clear: pollution not only affects the planet, it also directly affects your body. According to the World Health Organization, 99% of the world's population breathes air polluted above levels considered safe. This translates into more than 7 million deaths a year from causes related to air pollution. It's as if an entire city disappeared every month because of the air we breathe. A study in Environmental Health Perspectives found that even low, long-term exposures can disrupt brain development in children and cause cognitive decline in older adults. As for water, a global analysis by Newcastle University estimated that the average person ingests up to 5 grams of microplastics per week, equivalent to the weight of a credit card. These fragments are not digested, they lodge in vital organs. And if we're talking about everyday products, the Endocrine Society has warned that prolonged exposure to phthalates and parabens directly affects fertility, thyroid health, and metabolism. These facts aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to give you clarity. Because what isn't named isn't changed. We want to be healthy. We strive to eat better, move more, meditate, and sleep well. But while all this is happening, we breathe toxins, cook with chemicals, bathe in contaminated water, and apply products that damage our hormones. And the most ironic thing is, we do it believing we're taking care of ourselves. We live in a world where well-being is sought through external actions, but the environments we breathe, touch, and inhabit every day are ignored. We sleep with our phones next to us, we light candles with synthetic fragrances, we clean with products that poison the air, we use cosmetics with ingredients we've never questioned. The real conflict lies there, between what we believe is health, and what is silently sabotaging it. And it's not about paranoia. It's about awareness. Pollution isn't just an environmental issue. It's deeply personal. And it affects us even when we think we're well. Because feeling tired, overwhelmed, or disconnected has become so common that we normalize it. But when you look at the root of it, you can't look at it the same way anymore. That contrast between what you do to take care of your body and what you allow in your environment is the breaking point. And yes, that's where change begins. Pollution isn't always noticeable. But your body certainly knows it. Every space you inhabit, every product you use, every substance you breathe, leaves a mark on your health. And even if you don't feel it today, you'll see it tomorrow. Living better doesn't begin with big changes, but with small acts of awareness. When you make your environment your ally, your well-being stops being a goal and becomes your normal. You don't need to move, spend a fortune, or change everything. You just need to look at things differently. The first step is not to clean, it's to observe. How many things are there in your home that you didn't question before? What do you breathe while you sleep? What's in the things you put on your skin? Small gestures: ventilate more, read labels, filter your water, use less, make wiser choices. Because your body already does so much for you. Don't you think your environment should do the same? Health doesn't start with a pill or a perfect diet. It starts with how you live, where you are, and what you choose to maintain. Subscribe and like if this video opened your eyes to your surroundings. Share it with others who also need to start taking care of themselves at home. And let me know in the comments. What will you transform first in your space to feel better? That simple gesture can be the beginning of everything. See you in the next video.